Dispatch Roth, Senior Support Technician for E1 Solutions. I ran into something the other day with SmartConnect and GP Payables that I hadn't run into before. Um, Longtime GP users know that with payable transactions, you get a description field. I think it's about 50 characters. And then a few versions ago now, it wasn't last version, but this has been a few versions now that GP Dev introduced um, the long description that you have to enable to show on this UI. And we can see it is definitely longer, at least in the UI portion. And I think it's 150 or 200 characters, I forget. But anyway, this customer was using a payables map, and they wanted to obviously use this long description, right? And so when they look in their map, if we look at description, we can see that the field is called TRX description, and it's mapped to my column name, which I call long description, which has obviously a larger description. And so they map the field into the GP1 just because, hopefully it's not going to overflow, which it won't. The variables in the proc will make sure that it doesn't overflow the string. But we notice there is no long description, and we think, well, maybe it'll work. And we just give it a try. And we run it, and the map obviously ran fine. But if we look at the voucher that was just generated, we see that this is indeed truncated, but the long description is not populated, which again, not a big surprise, since that field was mapped to an older one that is correct. So the problem here, of course, is that GPDev added this field to the database and to the UI and logic and all that, but the eConnect dev didn't do that, and so the customer stuck a little bit in this case that the API doesn't allow for this. But with SmartConnect, we can get around that pretty easy. Now, I've seen this over the years. Again, that GPDev has added a feature, and then the eConnect dev didn't add it as well. And so we've run into similar cases, obviously, as that goes. And we can work around this pretty easily using SmartConnect. So in this case, as my transaction be created after my document's successful, the document's unsuccessful because, vendor doesn't exist or whatever, eConnect won't create the transaction, it rolls it back, or it just won't create it, and so it's not a problem. So the only thing we have to worry about ever updating this transaction then is on creation. So we would need, if the document is successful, then we should update this value. So we can do that pretty easily with a SQL command, and we can see I conveniently have one already created for us to look at. And we can see in this case, I give it a name, doesn't make any difference. I give it the connection. I created a SQL connection already using that. This database defaulted to 224, which is my database for this particular integration. But even if it wasn't, if I had multiple companies and I was integrating vouchers to any company, you can work around that. This is a hard-coded database. All you have to do is use global company ID. Global company ID is populated by SmartConnect on the fly, and so whatever destination this map happens to be, it will be the correct value. So this will flip the company context to be correct no matter what. And then we're going to update the PM10,000 with our long description field and their long description data, and then where on the PK, which in this case is voucher number work, and then this mysterious global rolling column. So if I'm using a GP rolling column, I can peek at that real fast. Should show this to you. You have to make sure you do this. So when you set up your rolling column, then again, this was my default, you got to pick one, but it's overridden by the destination just like that variable is, right? And so you have to mark this use for global variable checkbox. And so when you do that, whatever the results of this voucher number is, and that's going to be used in this voucher, it'll be copied into that variable. And again, if I go to my task, which I did not activate, and then this will be populated by that voucher number. So since this is the PK, it will update the long description. Only you have to worry about, and I was lazy here, in that I didn't handle what if I put a single quote in that. That'll cause problems in SQL, which is talked about in another article. too, so I didn't talk about it here. But in general, this is all the statement you need to do. Just update that value. And so if I'm going to rerun this again, save it this time, and it was again successful, which we expected. And we go, and sure enough, here's our truncated comment, just as before, but now I have my full description field available. So this is how you work around missing data. So if I had a third-party product, not even a built-in GP one, so if I had a third-party product, kept a parallel table that had my own custom data or whatever, we could do the same trick. Just use that after document success task, write an insert into your table or an update as we did here, and it would work the same either way. So yeah, that's how you would handle updating parallel data when either eConnect Dev didn't add it, or you have custom data that you want to do and you don't want to make your own custom node from scratch.